next one here we are going to discuss about that angles made by hours hand and minutes hand of a clock. Okay, so we know that clock, right? So in a clock we can observe that here 12 and here 3, 6 and here 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 and here 11. So like these numbers we can observe in a clock, right? In a wall clock. So in between 12 and 1 or in between any two numbers we have here a small 5 lines, right? Already we learned about that clock, right, in previous classes. In general we know that time. How to say that time, we know that, right? So here we can observe that a small lines, which means which covers 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, 5 minutes and here 5 minutes. In between any two numbers we have that 5 minutes, 5 lines there. So if you take that minutes hand, so we will consider it as minutes, and if you take that as seconds, then we can consider that one as seconds lines. Okay. So here angle made by hours hand and minutes hand in a clock. So what is that angle? Okay. So first I am going to take that minutes hand. So a minute hand covers, if you take that this is a minute hand, this is, for example, that is a fixed line, and here this is a rotational ray. It covers that one full rotation in how many minutes? 1 minute's hand completes that one full rotation in 60 minutes. So it completes one full rotation in 60 minutes. So already we know that one complete rotation means a complete angle is equals to 360 degrees, right? So in 60 minutes, minutes hand covers which hand? In 60 minutes, minutes hand covers 360 degrees. So in 1 minute, minutes hand covers how much angle? So in 1 minute we need to consider, we need to calculate. In 60 minutes, minutes hand covers that 360 degrees. So in 1 minute, minutes hand covers that how much angle? So that is 360 degrees by 60. So here 0 and 0 gets cancelled, and here 36 cancels by 6 with it 6 times. So here 6 degrees. 6 6 36 only, no? So that's why here in 1 minute, minutes hand covers that 6 degrees angle. So minutes hand covers that 6 degrees angle in every minute. So it takes that 6 degrees angle to complete that 1 minute. Okay. Now come to that hours hand. Okay, so let us take this one as a hours hand now. So this hours hand completes that one full rotation in how many hours? Hours means here we need to consider that how many numbers are given, right? So this is, I taken here this one as a 12 hours clock. Okay, so this one covers that, hours hand covers that one complete rotation in 12 hours. How many hours? 12 hours. In 12 hours, it completes that 360 degrees. Which one completes here? That is hours hand. So, hours hand takes that 12 hours time to complete that 360 degrees, which means to complete that one full rotation. So, it takes that 12 hours time. So, in 1 hour, how much degrees it completes here? So, again same process. In 1 hour, 360 degrees by 12. Okay, so 12 ones and 12 30 times. Okay, so a hours hand takes that 1 hour time. Hours hand takes that 1 hour time to complete that 30 degrees angle, or it takes that 30 degrees angle to complete that 1 hour. Okay, so in vice versa also we can take that. So in 1 minute, we calculated for 1 hour, right? So in 1 minute, hours hand completes that. Okay, in 1 minute, hours hand completes that how much angle? That one we need to calculate. For 1 hour, we know that 1 hour nothing but taken as 60 minutes only, no? So 1 hour we can write it as 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes it covers that 30 degrees angle. So in 1 minute it covers that how much angle? Again 30 degrees by 60. Okay, which means a half degree. So hour's hand takes that half degree angle to complete that 1 minute. Okay, so here minutes hand takes that 6 degrees angle to complete that 1 minute, and here hours hand takes that half degrees angle to complete that 1 minute. Okay, so what is the difference between hours hand and minutes hand completes that angle in 1 minute? So the angle difference of that angle between angle which is formed by minutes hand and hours hand to complete 1 minute time. So what is the difference means? Here this is 6 degrees minus a half degrees. So what is the difference? Which is nothing but 5.5 degrees. Okay. So, the difference between angle which is covered by hours hand and minutes hand in 1 minute. So, what is the difference angle here? That is 5.5 degrees. Okay, once again I am going to repeat that. Here, minutes hand takes that 60 minutes time to complete that 360 degrees angle. So, it takes that 6 degrees angle to complete that 1 minute. Or minutes hand takes that 1 minute time to complete that 6 degrees angle. In vice versa, converse also we can say here. And in the same way, hours hand takes that 12 hours time to complete that 360 degrees angle. Okay, and in the same way, it takes that 30 degrees angle to complete that 1 hour. 1 hour is nothing but we can take it as 60 minutes only, no? 60 minutes we can consider it as 1 hour. Okay, so in 60 minutes, hours hand completes that 30 degrees. So in 1 minute, it completes that how much angle means? That is a half degree. So hours hand takes that half degree angle to complete that 1 minute. So what is the difference between the angles which are formed by minutes hand and hours hand in 1 minute means? That is 5.5 degrees. Okay. So next concept we are going to discuss about that pairs of angles. So already we discussed about that angles, right? So individual angles, what we will call them, already we discussed. Now here pairs of angles. So in that name only there, that is a pair means how many angles here? Pair means 2 angles. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about the two angles, pairs of angles. So here the first one is complementary angle. Complementary angles. So here what about that complementary angles? Here complementary angles means the sum of 2 angles is equals to 90 degrees. The sum of 2 angles is equals to 90 degrees. Then we will call those 2 angles are complementary angles. So what is the difference? What is the definition? The sum of 2 angles is 90 degrees. Then the angles are said to be complementary. Okay, here the sum of 2 angles is equals to 90 degrees. Then we will call those 2 angles are complementary angles. Let us take that here 2 angles, that is x and the one is some y. So here x is one of the angle, y is another angle. The sum of these 2 angles is equals to 90 degrees. Then we will call that x and y are complementary angles. Okay, here we can take that. For example, this is 60 degrees angle and this is 30 degrees angle. Okay, one is 60 degrees and the one is 30 degrees angle I am taking here. If you add these 2 angles, okay, 60 plus 30, what you will get here? You will get here 90 degrees angle. Is it clear? The sum of 2 angles which gives 90 degrees. Its sum gives that 90 degrees. Then we will call that those 2 angles are complementary angles. So here by observing this example, which angles are complementary angles here? Yes, one is 60 degrees, another one is 30 degrees. So 60 degrees plus 30 degrees is equals to 90 degrees. Is it clear? So 60 and 30, those 2 are complementary angles. And one more thing, each angle is a complement to other. Okay, each angle is a complement angle of that other angle, which means 60 is a complement of 30 and 30 is a complement of 60. Okay, and in the same way, x is the complement of y and y is a complement of x. Okay, for example here, I'm going to give that here 35 degrees. Okay, I'm giving here 35 degrees. So what is the complement of 35 degrees? One angle only I given. I'm asking that another angle, which means what is the complement of 35 degrees? In that question, I'm asking that complement. Complement means already we know that complement, that is nothing but a complementary angles. Each angle we will call it as complement, right? So complement means complementary angles. How we can find that? Yes, complementary means its sum must be equals to 90 degrees, no? Its sum must be equals to 90 degrees. So subtract this 35 degrees from 90 degrees. So what you will get here? 10 minus 5, which is equals to 5. And here this is 8. So 8 minus 3, which is equals to 55. So what is the complement angle of 35 degrees here? That is 55 degrees. If you add 55 degrees to 35 degrees, then you will get that 90 degrees, no? That's why here 35 degrees and 55 degrees, those two are complementary angles and complement to each other. Okay, so that is the meaning of that complementary angles. Okay, here I am going to ask you one question. What is that? The angles which are equal and those two are complement to each other. The angles which are equal and complement to each other. Then what are those angles? Here those two are equal, they are saying, which means those two angles are there, those two angles are equal. And those two are complement to each other, they are saying. So how to find that angle? Yes, let us take that equal angle. Let equal angle be x. Be x degrees. What I am saying here, two angles are equal, pairs of angles we are discussing. So how many angles are there? Two angles. So we can take this one as x degrees and another one is, that is also x degrees. Already we know that relation. What is that? Complementary angles means x plus y is equals to 90 degrees now. Okay, but here what they are saying? Equal angles. So we can write that x is equals to y or y is equals to x also we can take that. Okay, so x plus x I am going to take here. So x plus x is equals to 90 degrees. So from this one, what is that angle? X plus x is nothing but 2x degrees, which is equals to 90 degrees. So x is equals to 90 degrees by 2. So 2 ones and 2 45s. So what is that angle here? So that angle is nothing but 45 degrees. So if you add 45 degrees to that 45 degrees, then you will get that 90 degrees. Yes or no? This is satisfying that question. What I am asking, that is satisfying or not here? Yes. Here two angles are equal and those two are complement to each other. Yes. 45 degrees and 45 degrees, both are equal. And 45 degrees is a complement of first here 45 degrees and this is the complement of that second angle. Okay. How we can say that those two are complement? Because their sum is equals to 90 degrees. Yes or no? Yes. So here what is that angle? That is 45 degrees. What are the angles means? 45 degrees and 45 degrees. Okay. Let us see some examples. So let us see that examples here. Complements of. Okay, complements means we know the relation. What is that relation? X plus y. Sum of two angles must be equals to 90 degrees. So we know that relation. Okay, so here what is the complement of 20 degrees? Yes, 90 degrees minus 20 degrees. If you subtract that given complement angle from that 90 degrees, then you will get that second angle. Okay, so which is equals to 70 degrees. So here 20 degrees and 70 degrees. Those two are complementary angles. Okay. Next 54 degrees. That is again 90 degrees minus 54 degrees. What you will get here? 10 minus 4 is nothing but 6 and here 8 minus 5 is equals to 36. Okay, which is 8 minus 5 is 3. So here completely 36 degrees. Okay, 36 degrees plus 54 degrees which is equals to That the sum is equals to 90 degrees now here. So 54 degrees is complement to 36 degrees and 36 degrees is complement to 54 degrees. Okay. Next is 65 degrees. Again same process. Okay, 90 degrees minus 65 degrees. So what you will get here? 10 minus 5 is 5 and here 8 minus 6 is 2. So that is nothing but 25 degrees. So 65 degrees and 25 degrees. Those two are complementary angles and complement to each other. Okay. Next, 90 degrees. Once observe this one here, they given that 90 degrees. And we know that sum of two angles must be equals to 90 degrees now. Okay. So here which angle we need to add here? Zero angle. Zero angle means is there any angle formed here? No angle formed. So here that sum only equals to 90 degrees. But we are saying sum of two angles is equals to 90. But here one of the angle they given as 90. Is it possible? That is not possible. That is does not exist. For in this case, if they given that 91 or 92, 93, any angle they given me, so those all are greater than 90 or 90. 90 or greater than 90. But what we are saying here, the sum of two angles is equals to 90. But I am not saying about individual angles, no. Okay, that's why here almost we need to take that two angles only. Okay, sum of two angles is equals to 90 we are saying. But here they are giving that a single angle which is greater than 90. Is it possible? Not possible. So in this case we need to write this one as does not exist. Okay, in this case, complementary angles are does not exist. Okay. Next, supplementary angles. So, supplementary angles means here the sum of two angles is 180 degrees. Okay, the sum of two angles is 180 degrees. Then the angles are known as, or then the angles are said to be supplementary. Okay, complementary means its sum must be equals to 90 degrees now. So, supplementary means the sum of two angles must be equals to 180 degrees. Okay, then we will call those two angles are supplementary angles. And each angle we will call it as supplement. Okay, what is that? Each angle of that supplementary angles we will call it as supplement. So, each angle is supplement to that another angle. Okay, here we need to consider it as angle x plus angle y. Sum of these two angles must be equals to 180 degrees. So, x is the supplement of y and y is supplement of x. Okay, here one of that example. This is 120 degrees and this is 60 degrees. Okay, one of the angle is 120, another angle is 60 degrees. If you add these two angles, okay, so 120 plus 60 degrees, you will get it as 180 degrees. Okay, 120 degrees plus 60 degrees which is equals to 180 means that is nothing but a straight angle. Okay, so sum of these two angles forms here 180 degrees now. So, shall we call this one here 120 degrees and 60 degrees are supplementary angles? Yes. Okay, why? Because its sum is equals to 180, no? That's why 120 degrees and 60 degrees. Those two are supplementary angles. Okay, and supplement to each other. Here again I am going to ask you one question, that is, here two angles are equal and those two are supplementary to each other. Then what are those angles? Okay, do you know that angles? Yes. So, here we know that condition is angle x plus angle y is equals to 180 degrees. Okay, which question I asked here? The angles are equal. Here these two angles are equal I am saying. So, angle x is equals to angle y. Those two are equal. So, in place of x I can take that y, or in place of y I can take that x also. Here I am going to take that one as x. Let the equal angle be x. So another angle is also I am going to take it as x. Why? Because angles are equal. Equal angles. That's why I taken this condition. So x plus x is equals to, we know that condition is the sum of those two angles must be equals to 180, right? So here x plus x is equals to 2x, which is equals to 180 degrees. So here x is equals to 180 degrees by 2. So 2 ones and here 2 90s. So x is equals to 90. Okay, so what are those angles here? 90 degrees and 90 degrees, which means 90 plus 90, which is equals to 180 degrees now. So 90 degrees is a supplement of 90, and here the second angle is supplement of that first angle. So those two angles are equal and its sum is equals to 180 degrees. So what is that equal angle here? That is 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Okay. Okay, let us see that some examples. Here we need to write that as supplements of that given angles. So here we know that condition x plus y is equals to 180 degrees now. Okay, so by using that condition we need to find that as supplementary angles. So here 135 degrees given, so we need to subtract 135 from 180 degrees. Just like that complementary angles only. So here 180 minus 135. So what is that resultant? 10 minus 5 is equals to 5, and here 7 minus 3 is equals to 4. Okay, so that is 45 degrees, and here 1 minus 1 is 0 only, no? So what is that angle here? 45 degrees. So 135 degrees plus 45 degrees, which is equals to 180 degrees only, no? So 135 degrees is a supplement of 45 degrees, and 45 degrees is a supplement of 135 degrees. Okay. Next, 90 degrees. Already we know this one. 90 degrees plus 90 degrees, which is equals to 180 degrees. Just now only we discussed, that is 180 minus 90, which is equals to 90. Next, this is 180 degrees minus 55 degrees. So what you will get here? Again, 10 minus 5 is 5. And here this is a 7. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, and here 1 is there, here nothing is there, no? So that is 125 degrees. Okay, 180 minus 55 degrees is equals to 180 degrees minus 55 degrees, which is equals to 125 degrees. So 55 degrees is a supplement of 125 degrees, and 125 degrees is a supplement of 55 degrees. Okay, next 182 degrees. Okay, just observe that 182 degrees means that is greater than 180. Yes or no? But here what we are saying, the sum of those triangles must be equals to 180. But here they given that more than 180, no. So is it possible here? Yes, not possible. So this is does not exist. Okay, here angle does not exist. Why? Because sum of two angles must be, its sum gives that 180. Then only we will call those two as supplementary, right? But here the one of the angle, only one angle given, that is also greater than 180. So that's why here the angle does not exist. Okay. Okay, next one. Conjugate angles. Here conjugate means the sum of two angles must be equals to 360 degrees. Okay. The sum of two angles is 360 degrees. Then the angles are said to be conjugate. Then the angles are said to be conjugate angles. Okay, then the angles are said to be conjugate angles when we can say that the sum of two angles which is equals to 360 degrees. That we will call that those two angles are conjugate angles, and each angle is conjugate to each other. Okay, and the angles are conjugate to each other. X is a conjugate angle of y and y is conjugate angle of x. Okay, so here example say that 90 degrees plus 270 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees right angle and here 270 degrees, that is reflex angle only, no? So here I taken the 270 degrees and 90 degrees. Its sum is equals to complete angle. So which is equals to 360 degrees. So 90 degrees plus 270 is equals to 360, which is nothing but a complete angle. So we can call that 90 degrees and 270 degrees are conjugate angles. Okay. And here I am going to ask that again, previous question like that only. So here also the angles are equal and those two are conjugate to each other. Okay. Then what are those angles? Again same process. X plus x. Why? Because those two are same angles I am saying, no? So x plus x is equals to here 360 degrees. So x plus x is equals to 2x, which is equals to 360 degrees. And here x is equals to 360 degrees whole by 2. So 2 ones and 2 cancels 360 by 180 times. Okay. So here x is equals to 180 degrees. So what are those angles here? Equal angles, 180 degrees and 180 degrees. Okay, those two are conjugate to each other and those two are equal angles. Okay, which forms conjugate angles. Okay, so what about that conjugate angles? The sum of two angles must be equals to 360 degrees. Then we will call those two angles are conjugate angles. Okay. Next, conjugate angles of, here some examples. 315 degrees. Next, 180 degrees. 190 degrees. 210 degrees. 361 degree. So here we need to find that conjugate angle. So how to find that? Again the same process. We know that x plus y, sum of two angles is equals to conjugate means 360 degrees only, no? So sum of those two is equals to 360 degrees. So here 360 degrees minus 315. Then what you will get here? Yes, 10 minus 5 is 5. And here 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, so what is that angle here? That is 45 degrees. So 45 degrees is that a conjugate angle of 315 degrees and 315 degrees is conjugate angle of 45 degrees. Next, 180 degrees. Just now only we know that 180 is equal angle. If you add that same angle to that 180, then you will get that 360 degrees now. So directly we can write this one as 180 degrees. Next, 190 degrees. So 360 degrees minus 190 degrees. So what you will get here? 360 minus 190. That is 170 degrees. So 170 degrees is a conjugate angle of 190 degrees and 190 degrees is conjugate angle of 170 degrees. Okay. Next, 210 degrees. So 360 degrees minus 210. What you will get here? 60 minus 10 is 50 and here 300 minus 200 is 100. So 150 degrees. Okay. So 150 degrees is that conjugate angle of 210 degrees and 210 degrees is the conjugate angle of 150 degrees. Next, 361. So this is again given here more than 360. We know that sum of two angles must be equals to 360. But here this is given as more than 360. That's why it does not exist. Okay. So these are the pairs of angles. First one we discussed, that is the complementary angle. The sum of two angles is equals to 90. Okay, next supplementary angle. Here the sum of two angles is equals to 180 and here next final one is conjugate angles. Here the sum of two angles must be equals to 360 degrees. Okay, some other pairs of angles also there. Next we will discuss. Okay.